Step 3. Ignition sequence. If the LED is red for the ignition sequence, then you'll need to test the flue damper. Visually inspect to see if the flue damper is opening. If the flue damper is open, then you need to verify if the spark igniter is working properly. You will do this by taking out the burner tray assembly to visually inspect the spark. You do this by removing the burner tray assembly from underneath the water heater. First, switch the power to the off position and turn the gas off at the main gas cock. Remove the aluminum gas pilot tube from the gas valve. Remove the green, white, blue, and purple wires from the gas valve. You will need to remove 2 Allen screws from the top right and top left in the front of the burner tray assembly. The tray will drop down and you can slide the assembly out. Once the tray is removed, you need to plug the spark wire back into the control. Turn the power switch to the on position and visually verify the spark sequence. If the spark is present, you will need to replace the LED panel. If spark is not present, you will need to verify 24 volts AC between the black and brown wires that are connected to the control board. If 24 volts AC is not present, then you will need to remove power to unit and check for continuity between the brown and black wires between the flue damper assembly and the control board. If continuity exists, then the flue damper assembly will need to be replaced. If continuity does not exist, you will need to replace the wiring harness. Confirm the LED ignition sequence is now green. If LED is green, the thermostat has called for heat and the flue damper assembly has fully opened and 24 volts AC is being supplied to the control board and the ignition sequence will begin. If LED is still not green, the control board will need to be replaced. If the flue damper is not fully open, then you need to take the following steps. Check to ensure no obstructions are preventing the flue damper from opening. Verify 24 volts AC exists between yellow and black wires at the flue damper assembly. If 24 volts AC is not present, then recheck thermostat sequence in step 2. If 24 VAC is present, the flue damper assembly will need to be replaced. If the spark igniter is not visually operating and there is continuity between the brown and black wires on the flue damper assembly, then you will need to remove the ignition cable and check for continuity. If you don't have continuity, then you need to replace the ignition cable. If you have continuity, you will need to check the gap on the spark igniter to ensure 1/8 of an inch to 5/32 of an inch gap exists. Correct the gap as necessary. After the spark gap has been verified, visually inspect the ceramic insulator on the pilot assembly for cracks. If cracked, you'll need to replace the pilot assembly. After you have confirmed continuity through the spark cable, gap is correct and ceramic insulator is good, you will need to verify the spark from the control board. This can be done by carefully holding the cable end with insulated pliers approximately 1/4 inch away from the control board spark module and visually confirm spark from control to cable. If no spark exists, you will need to replace the control board.